He can actually do that routine. I've done this. I'm not proud of it.
Okay,
where you start talking about like obscure things
to show off your knowledge.
Right. That and he's kind of insulting them, but they can't really quite work out how. Like it's obvious he's insulting them.
Right. So they know that. They're not dumb, but they don't really know what he's saying, so they can't. Yeah. Yeah, I have done that before too. I just use vocabulary that someone doesn't understand.
Yeah.
When I'm teaching, and that's the insults don't hurt as much.
Yes.
If I accuse a kid of doing something using vocabulary that they don't know, they know that they've been chastised, but they don't really know what I said, so they don't react to it that strongly.
Yeah.
And I get to call them out on something without causing a back and forth argument.
It's a lot tougher to do. It gets a lot worse of a reaction when the person is
younger than you.
Well, is your equal for for all intents and purposes. If somebody like when somebody in authority chastises you, and you've been insulted, but you're not sure how, like you just let it go.
Right. Which is why it works in a classroom situation.
Right. If it's not.
Yeah, I mean, well, I did it to a friend's little brother when I was in high school. So he was probably in middle school, like 8th grade, 9th grade age. He was younger than me, but I can't remember exactly how old I was. He was no more than 4 years younger than me. So he's probably closer to like 2 or 3 years younger. And he was being obnoxious, I guess, and we were playing Scrabble, so I basically insulted him by just using a word he knew he didn't know.
Yeah.
And his older brother certainly knew what I had said. Like the people who were my age who were there all knew what I had said, but he was young enough not to know what I said, and I wasn't going to explain it.
Okay, so basically he uses like concepts and metaphors that they're not privy to.
Right. Which again pulls out the I learned everything I know I learned from Elrond aspect of Estelle's character at this age.
Right. And I would say that the way that you stop this from turning into a fist fight is have
Elladan and Elrohir walk by.
Have Elrohir and Elladan walk by and call Estelle to come with them.
Right. They call him out, being like, kid.
Right. They're going to go and tell Halbarad what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Estelle's not a tattletale, but they're going to go and tell Halbarad, hey, look, this is what's going on. I mean, this doesn't need to be on camera, but
you'll figure out that that's what happened. Yeah.
Right. Of course, Hamilcar will immediately assume
that Estelle tattletaled and ran to his dad and said, "Dad, dude, your son is bullying me," and so
okay,
that works, and it can be snowing in the scene to bring the winter stuff back in.
Yes. Okay, so, all right. Second scene in Act 3. Oh boy, we are running short on stuff here.
Well, we need to go back to Sauron and Thranglithel.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
All they did was get poisoned and run away. So now Sauron has to go back and actually talk to these guys.
Does he do that in Act 3 or Act 4? I'm thinking that he's working with Thranglithel.
Okay.
Here.
So he comes up with a plan because she's like, well, clearly this is a lost cause. These are savage beasts and they're no good to us. And he's got to be like, no, like I'm tending your wounds here and you're going to be fine. And I've got an idea. We can still make this work. that would so it'd be a short scene, but it would at least let us know what the progression of his story is before.
Right. Is a lost cause. He comes up with a plan. Because he's always kind of a wheels within wheels kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah. And doesn't say everything he's thinking, so it works. Yeah. Okay, so we can also do Dairon singing sometime in this act. Probably not right away, but
yeah.
Because he had to go compose a song after Luthien gave him the pep talk.
We can do the arming
montage thing.
Yeah.
So Beleg gets his bow. Yay!
Yeah. Doesn't even necessarily need to be a montage. It like a musical montage or anything like that. We can see
it's just various scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we gonna have Kieran in this episode at all?
I don't think he needs to be there. I think that
one problem is that the Havens get attacked next episode.
That's all right.
That's true. We can deal with that all at the beginning of that episode. Yeah. Sorry. Right. I was thinking that we have to invite him to Menegroth and he has to refuse safety, but that's perfect for Act 1 of next episode. Never mind.
Yep.
And yeah, I think they wanted to have the wolves leaving Angband in this episode, but I think we can just show that again at the beginning of next episode.
Yeah. I think that Bella, there needs to be a point at which they still acknowledge the fact that there's still not enough. They still don't have enough weapons at this point. So when Bellic does the thing where he gets through the armor, he's got to say, "We need a lot more of these."
Yes. Yes.
You know,
and that's when the dwarves are like, "Well, what are you prepared to pay for that?"
Yeah.
And that's when the caskets of pearls can be put on the table for discussion, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe if they're opening up Menegroth in Act 4, Telkar and his master and who needs a name now, and Norn should all be there, and they'll be presented with chests of pearls as part of the wrapping up of that scene.
Yeah. I think Telkar's master should have Gamel in his name, because his master's supposed to be Gamel Zirak, who we're using much later for the Noglamir. So it would be kind of a homage to that if it was Gamel somebody else. Like, it's not Gamel Zirak, but it's Gamel somebody. Gamel just means old guy. So
yeah. Okay, that's fine.
So we can call him Gamel Star until we figure out what the star stands for.
Gamel asterisk. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So for the final scene of Act 3, we need to visit our survey team.
They could be traveling along the river, and we could show someone finding the entrance. Not going in yet.
That doesn't work as the final scene of the third act, though.
You're right, it doesn't.
What does potentially work as the final scene of Act 4 of Act 3 is they've been searching for forever. They haven't found anything.
So they're getting disheartened of, like, none of these locations look good. Okay, that's good. I like that much better.
The team is coming up with failure. Could they discover the cave? Could somebody fall into a cavern? but it's dark and they don't see that it's a big cave until somebody goes down there to rescue them.